Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Joe Sib of SideOneDummy Records. Super excited today. It's been a while, but we finally pulled it all together. A new band on SideOneDummy that we're very excited has joined the team, joined the roster, and they're called PÆRISH, and they have a record coming out. It's going to be April 23rd. It's called Fixed It All. Fixed It All. And what can I say about these guys? I'll tell you this. I'm meeting them for the first time, and I'm excited that they've wanted to spend their evening with me. I'm going to have Frederick, Julian, Martin, and Mateus all here momentarily. Once again, super excited to have PreProduction here. So I guess with that said, I don't have a drum roll or anything. Magically, here you are. Welcome to SideOneDummy. Here is PreProduction, everyone. PreProduction, come on in.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Is that a good intro?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Perfect, yeah.
Living the dream. What's up, man?
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Nice to
man.
meet you.
I gotta say, the first thing, super excited to be working with you. Everyone at SideOneDummy is super excited. I know that you guys are tight with Thomas.
Thank you. Yeah, we are. The French, you know.
French connection, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I was waiting for who was going to say French connection.
He's the one.
He is the one.
That's all you need.
I will say this. I remember the first time that he turned me on to you guys. I always know when Thomas is excited about a band, because not only does he say, Joe, you need to listen to this, but he calls me and then he says, have you listened to it? When are you going to listen to it? And I remember, you know, I listened to some of the first record and he was super excited about that. And right away I was like, is this something that we have an opportunity to, you know, to work with these guys? And he was like, yeah, like this can happen. And I've always felt that SideOneDummy, we've always had, you know, like Flogging Molly, in my opinion, was like, is the best of that sound, you know, that Celtic punk rock thing, or, you know, you got Gaslight Anthem. And now I feel with you and with everything that PreProduction is doing, it's one of a kind, you know, you guys are definitely doing your own thing. I guess I'm going to jump right into it with,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks, man.
The first thing I got to say is this. I got to get it out of the way. The name of the band, you know, as a father, I don't know how many times I've watched Robin Williams in his character, you know, Jumanji.
Yeah,
and
of course.
That was one of my favorite, like, you know how you have to watch movies as a father with your kids? You're never bummed when you're watching that. It's a little freaky, but it's still super cool.
Yeah, it's the best.
And Mateus, like, one of the things that I wanted to ask all of you guys is, I know you all met working in you were going to film school, and you know, I know films are such a huge part of your life, but can you kind of walk us through, you know, in just how it all came together, meeting each other, and then going from, hey, we're going to be directors and producers and you know, work in the world of film, to like, oh my gosh, we're going to actually have a career in music. Do you want to, Mateus, you want to take that question?
Yeah, sure. It'll be a long one. I'm going to do my best. So yeah, totally. Like Martin and I, we met because we were in the film sections, and Julien was a sound engineer in that same kind of school. So we started very quickly. All three of us wanted to be like a power trio all together, and it went well. But we always wanted to have like a second guitar player, and it took a while to find him. But we managed to do it, like posting stuff online, and he answered. So first of all, the cool thing is that even though like Freddie came a few years later, he's also like a huge movie nerd as we are. So it's like he's been to the same school as we were, you know. And in all of our songs, we have like references to movies and series, especially in that second album. Also video games. So yeah, it's always been a big part of, you know, our discussions. Like the four of us, we keep talking about movies nonstop, and we've been working in that field for a few years now. So that's pretty cool.
I love Freddie. I gotta say, I mean, you're like the neatest guy I know. You got the shirts hung up back there. You got your guitar. I mean, you hang your guitar up. You're letting people know that you like to keep it tight. Like there's no iron.
Of course, man. You got to do it.
I like it.
Maintain, you know, the image.
I love it, man. You even have a chair leaned up against the wall, and it's like, hey, you can come and check out my shirts, but you can't sit down. You gotta get out of here.
You gotta choose. You gotta choose.
So I saw Frederick. So you go by Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie. Yeah.
Okay. So when you guys are saying that you grew up on movies, throw out like, I want to just go around the table here. Like, we'll start with Julian. Like, what's a movie? Like for me, I'm of the era of like Fast Times at Richmond High, Close Encounters. Like, obviously, you guys are like, oh, cool, grandpa guy telling us the movies. Like,
I don't even know the movies you're talking about.
no, don't say that.
Sorry.
But Julian, like, start with like a movie that you guys all just bonded over, like, when you're sitting there and it was like, okay, this is gonna work with all of us. What's the movie that you love?
I have something in mind. Like, yeah.
What's a go-to that you go to? Like for me, it's Goodfellas. If I want to, I put Goodfellas on and I just watch it for no reason. What's something you put on?
Like Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We love.
Yeah.
We love a funny movie,
That's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I love that you said that because I thought you were going to say a movie like that was so smart with your accent. I thought it was going to be like some smart like documentary about just global warming that I would not know anything about.
It's
and
coming.
I'd have to pretend I did. Okay, so Dumb and Dumber for you, Julian. Freddie, what's a go-to for you?
I mean, Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Martin.
Definitely favorite.
The Goonies.
Oh my God, I love it, man. I love that I've seen everything you've talked about. And Mateus, what's yours?
To have a fourth one, that would be like a French movie. Is like there's this very like popular French trio from the 80s and 90s that were like they were like the French Monty Pythons, in some kind of way, and they were called like Les Inconnus, and they made like a movie. And their first movie called Les Trois Frères, it was like this very silly comedy, and we know them by heart. It's very stupid, but also pretty smart in the humor. Yeah. So you can translate it like the three brothers. That would be the name of the movie, Three Brothers. And they did this first movie, and they won like the French Academy Award for this movie. It is brilliant. If you can look for it, I don't know. I hope that it has some English subtitles somewhere, but if we had like one French reference, it would be this one, Les Inconnus, like the three unknown brothers.
I think that Thomas can help you with that.
Oh yeah, maybe Thomas has seen those, probably.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him. So it's so unique how you all came together via films. I love that. It does remind me of like, when I first heard about like the band, the Bouncing Souls. You're familiar with the Bouncing Souls?
Yeah. Totally,
They used to have that one song that has all the quotes from 80s movies. And I loved how they kind of bonded over that. At a certain point, when you guys start your band, at what point does it start to, I don't want to say interfere with school, but at what point does it kind of become more than what you anticipated it? And, the touring, going on the road with Sum 41, like, you know what I'm saying? There's a moment where you go from, hey, we're jamming some songs to like, wow, people want to see us. Do you guys kind of remember when that happens as a band?
For me, when we toured with Sum 41, I quit my job. I had like a cool job. I was like directing videos for like huge French media. So it was a good position, And when the offer for the tour came, my boss said, okay, man, so you have to leave. We can give you like any holiday, so you have to leave. So okay, I think it's worth it, and let's try. That's cool.
Yeah, I love that. There was no backup plan at that point, right?
No backup plan, but no regrets now.
Yeah,
totally worth it.
I'm sure your family was super. They weren't sketched out at that at all. They were like, okay.
No, I mean, my father was a musician too, so it was like, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
I
cool.
totally got that.
That's good. It's important too, when you have parents, now being a father myself, I find myself sometimes slipping because my own son plays music and, that's what he wants to do. So I'm always like, but I have to be careful not to be like, don't forget about school. Don't forget. He's like, wait a minute.
You're lying to me, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, one of the things that I picked up on this second record, and I feel like it's so important with the record Fixed It All to listen to it from the beginning to the end, because as I've listened to the record, there's definitely a beginning, a middle, and an end, the way that I feel it was all put together. Is that by choice?
Yeah, definitely. I
Sure.
mean,
Vas-y, Fred.
we had like we recorded like 12 songs, but we always imagine just like the album would be like 10 songs, because there's a lot of albums that we love that only have like 10 tracks, like perfect albums, like, I don't know, the Blue Album from Weezer, you know. And like you said, like it has a beginning, a middle, and the end. And definitely that was 100% intentional, because we always wanted to make an album like that, you know, for all the tanks. I know it's ambitious, but we wanted the album to, like, from track 1 to the last track, like, was a journey, you know. Like there was no trash track that we didn't want it on the album.
Yeah,
Everything,
no fillers,
everything. Yeah, exactly. No fillers. Yeah.
Yeah,
no
Freddie.
filler, no filler.
Yeah, Freddie, what you just said right there, a journey. That was what I picked up on it when I first listened to it. I felt that if you listen, obviously, like some of the tracks that stood out to me, like, you know, Archives or 412, You and I, obviously. Archives was the first track, you know, the second track on the record that, whoa, you know, like, but I also felt like if you skipped around, you might miss the intention of all of the songs together. And it definitely has that. It has, like you said, like a journey on it. You know, now your producer, Will Yip, you know, Title Fight, Super Heaven, I mean, out of Philadelphia, amazing person, amazing producer. How influential was he with kind of being that extra set of ears to help you and guide you? Was that the case?
Yeah, he was so important on this album. That was crazy. And I feel like we're pretty lucky to, you know, to have the opportunity to go there, but mostly for the second album, because I feel like for our first one, especially for me, because, you know, writing the songs, I didn't want anyone to touch them. And when we got in touch before going to Philly, he said, you guys have to be very chill about this, because we're going to change some stuff. And doing the second album with him was the perfect thing for us, because he really wanted us to change stuff, of course, but he wanted us to discuss. Like we had like 3 weeks with him and a first week of pre-pro, and it was very important because we brought like 20 songs in Philly, and we chose 12 songs to record. So that was quite a lot of you know, choosing already. And we spent like full days talking only about like 2 songs, and it took a while because sometimes we were agreeing with him a lot, and sometimes we could argue for hours about one little detail, and I would not drop it, you know. But like he said, like he said he's almost always right, and he really kind of is.
He is.
He's a genius, and I'm happy I was like more open-minded for the second album, because you know, the guy is really, he has like a vision, and you really have to listen to it, because, you know, he's always right. So.
Yeah, but you know, it's hard as a songwriter and as just a band when you bring in, you know, you bring in 20 songs, and at that point, these are, and you know, everyone's heard the analogy, it's like 20 of your kids, you know, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, so we're gonna get rid of 8 of these, you know, like what you know, like, and I feel that the job of a great producer is to be able to bridge that gap between obviously with the band, and have everyone feel that this producer, you know, has that ability to kind of know which songs should stay and which songs should go. But it's also trust, you know, and I feel like with this record, you know, handing over the trust is important, but it sounds like you couldn't be happier with the way it's all turned out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it turned so great. Like it's very cool. Like, I don't know, it's very hard to express it, but since like the first week of pre-pro, we recorded the album like twice, because after a first week of pre-pro, every song was like brand new already, and we were like so happy already that we could feel like we could like already go back to France with an album of pre-pro, because we were so, you know, it was like a family. It was like he wanted us to be, like we were like, it was like the 5 of us for 3 weeks.
Yeah, like a team.
Yeah, we were like really like working on it like a team. Yeah.
Hey, and just for, you know, people listening, checking it out, like pre-pro to all of us on this, we know what that means. But like for me, pre-production is the best because it's let's try it. Let's bring the chorus over here. Let's extend the intro. Let's take a bridge. We don't have a bridge. Can one of you guys kind of tell me, like, do you like pre-production more? Because and if you can explain to the people that are watching this right now, because like I said, we know the ins and outs, but what is pre-production? Because it's different from recording.
Yeah, we were like like the four of us in the studio, like with like a live setup, like drums, bass, and guitars all together in the room, and Will was with us, and we played the songs to Will. Like, okay, so now let's try this chorus or this melody or this thing, and play the song over and over and over, and that's where the magic happens. Like, oh yeah, it's so right. Oh yeah, it's so good. You realize how good he is, and how good are the songs, because like you see all potential of the songs. It's cool.
Were there any moments that the four of you or any one of you would be like, Will might make a suggestion and you're like, that's never going to work. I don't even want to try it. And then you try it and you have to go, all right.
Oh, yeah. Especially one in one of my favorite songs from the album. It's like the fourth one. It's called Albert Suffers.
Okay.
And normally like the chorus, like the first chorus is very powerful. Like there are only two choruses. The last one is like huge distortions. And I wanted the same for both choruses, like huge. And he had this idea of having the first chorus being very quiet and subtle and you feel like you're in some kind of aquarium or something. And I think it took me an hour and a half, just me in front of him, to say, it's not gonna work, man. It's my song, I know it. And and he said, you know what? Let's record it that way, like my way, and give me half an hour. Okay, just chill for half an hour. So we recorded the song like his way, and I was like so pissed about it. And he took he took half an hour to do little tweaks here and there. He's like a magician, he's staying in his studio, and we just drank and waited and then eat cookies and stuff. And half an hour later, he just opens the door and he's like, listen to it, guys. And especially for me, because it's like, this song is really like my baby. And he pressed play, and it was not even the end of the pre-pro, and I was like, fuck, this is perfect. Like this is something. And I never imagined it in my head before. So that was the biggest proof that he had this kind of vision for the album. And I was like, okay, so from now on, I will, if I trust him on that, I will trust him on many other details, of course.
So yeah, it feels like you definitely had that trust with him. And it's nice to hear though that that you weren't hesitant with your own opinions and ideas, because sometimes you get in a studio with a producer and you're like, you get a little like, whoa, can I trust this person with my vision?
Yeah.
But obviously, listening to the record, you guys made the right call. I know that a friend of yours from the band Movements, Patrick, sings on the new single, You and I.
Sure.
Yeah. Can you, I know you have a deep relationship with the band, a deep relationship with Patrick. Can you one of you tell me how that all came about? And is that a dog that just barked?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Julien barks sometimes.
I'm busy. Sorry.
Does your dog understand that you're busy? That's great. So how did it come together with Patrick? And obviously, you guys have toured with Movements and stuff like that. Did you just ask like, hey man, we want you to be a part of the song? How did that go about?
Yeah, kind of, actually.
Yeah, we have a full story with Movements, because actually, if you really think about it, it's kind of thanks to them that we managed to go to Will's place, because they've been talking to each other. So since their first European tour, and we were like the main opening band for them for like 2 or 3 weeks, they were like the nicest band we ever played with. They were like so down to earth, and we realized then how big they were, going to be very soon. So yeah, and thanks to them, we managed to get in touch with Will and everything. So after that, recording the 12 songs with Will, during some break parts, he had some ideas, and he was like, oh, guys, on this song, I really see Patrick doing a part. So he asked him. We also asked him through social media and everything. And it took a while because Will's idea wasn't something Patrick was very comfortable with, so he had to take his time. They were also working on their own album, so he's a very busy guy, but he managed to find his own like vocal line. He wrote his own lyrics for it, and I think that is really amazing because he's the only person besides me on the album who actually wrote lyrics. So it took a while because he had to do it from the start again, and he had the perfect vocal line, and we're still so happy about it, so impressed by his work. Patrick's amazing. So.
Yeah, and it's pretty rare that when you ask someone to guest appear on a song that they actually take the time to write lyrics opposed to just singing maybe something that you wrote. So that's got to be special that he actually put his own words in there. It's definitely his art as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I love that. So, one of you guys, when we started talking, you wanted to make a record that you referred to the Blue album from Weezer as a flawless record. Growing up, what were the influences that each one of you had? Do you come from punk rock? Do you come from metal? Do you come from alternative? Like, what are the records that kind of you cut your teeth on that made you want to pursue what you're doing now?
Yeah, punk rock for me, definitely. Like it started with like bands like Blink, obviously, and like all the Tony Hawk's video games, like all the soundtracks were amazing. So I discovered like Pennywise, Bad Religion, all the bands from these times, and it led to like hardcore and Fugazi and Black Flag and stuff. But yeah, I'm a punk guy, so I will say maybe Blink is the biggest, like it's the first, rock my.
Yeah, and you found all that on the Tony Hawk skate game.
I mean,
a lot of it.
Yeah, kind of.
Did you like when they did the reissue last year? Didn't they do the reissue?
Of course.
Yeah, how great was that?
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to buy it. I still haven't, but we talked about it during the You and I video clip. Actually, I was like, "Do you have it? Is it good?" Because I really want to buy it.
It is.
and for us, like little French kids growing up in very like small towns and with like no internet at that time, like buying this game and having this soundtrack in your hands, that was crazy because it made us discover so many bands at the same time while doing like Holly and stuff like this. So that was
California,
that was the best thing. I remember all my friends back in my hometown who had the game. We were all, thanks to the game, listening to all those punk rock songs, like like you said, Melancholy and stuff. Rage Against the Machine. That was so cool.
Yeah,
such a good game. I want to buy the reissue.
Yeah, Freddie, what did you cut your teeth on early bands?
I mean, my first contact, I think, with a rock band was Blink 182. Okay. But I really cut my teeth as a guitarist with Weezer and Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay.
I mean, I know Weezer. I know almost all their songs, like how to play their song.
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge Weezer nerd, but also like Smashing Pumpkins definitely. I mean, Billy Corgan is like, he's such an underrated guitar player.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, he's a genius, but we don't really talk too much about. We only talk about his persona. His persona, yeah. But we don't talk enough about Billy Corgan as a guitar player.
Freddie, it's funny that you bring that up because, and you'll meet him at some point. The other half of Side One, my partner Bill Armstrong. I was a singer in the band. Bill was a guitar player in the band. We were both roommates, and basically that's kind of how we started Side One. We lived together, and at a certain point, we would talk about different bands and stuff. And Bill was always such a huge fan of Smashing Pumpkins. And I always remember one of the things that Bill has always said about Billy Corgan is he's a totally underrated guitar player, but, and this is the thing I love, he goes, he plays his guitar so low, and he goes, to play the way he plays and with his guitar that low makes it even crazier that he's as good as he is.
That's right.
He's so cool.
And I think that's why Freddie plays the guitar that low, actually, because me, I play the guitar like this high to play like all the arpeggios, but Freddie always try to keep it grunge, like very low.
I try to emulate, his geniuses, his power of the guitar. It's so hard, man. But it's crazy how low he plays the guitar.
Yeah. And he's so tall. He's like 1 meter.
Oh yeah, he's super
90,
tall. Yeah. I love that you say meter, and I say he's like 6 foot something.
The metric
now you know we're French.
Yeah. I mean, Mateus, you're going for the guitar player from Rage Against the Machine. His name is
Tom Morello. Of course.
So you're going Tom Morello style, and then we got Freddie going
Exactly.
Smashing Pumpkin style. Billy Corgan. So you got the high, and then you got the low.
Yeah,
Of course, he's all about the power. Freddie's all about the power chords and solos, and I'm all about like very like arpeggios where like my hand is like this, you know, and you cannot go low on this. You have to be very high, and my chords are so fucked up, but I like them that way. You know, that's how I write songs. So I have to. It's not very. I look like more like a indie English guy when I play those, but you know, they didn't choose it.
It's funny because I recently listened to Tom Morello on Howard Stern, and it was such a great interview because Tom really broke down. He broke down exactly what you said, saying that, you know, when he started playing, he played his guitar high, and then he just kind of incorporated it into his live show because he wanted to hit every note that he did in the studio live. And you know, judging by, you know, the way you're playing or the way Freddie's playing it, I really always feel it comes down to like who that comfort level and where you're at, you know, and kind of, I don't know about you guys, but you know, when you're on stage, you kind of, even though you're yourself, you do kind of emulate your heroes, right? A little bit.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
You know, when I was a singer, when I was singing, I wanted to be Ian MacKaye. Like I wanted to be Kevin. I wanted to be Kevin Seconds from, you know, 7 Seconds. That's who I wanted to be. I want to ask you guys, one other thing I want to ask, or with Fixed It All, you know, with everything that's been going on, the pandemic, you know, our lockdowns, not being on the road, how have you guys just in general been dealing the last year with not being able to play live, not being able to go out on the road, probably not even being able to see each other?
Yeah.
How's that dynamic worked with you guys?
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah, because like I think the good thing is that the whole world is in it. So like, bless you. So
Thank you.
Like all the bands in the world can tour. You know, nobody can tour. So it's like seeing each other's like posts on Instagram or Twitter and stuff, being bummed about that. It's like, okay, so it's fine because you see that everybody's like in the same boat, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But it's still frustrating because like we have some new music to release, we want to promote it, you want to tour with the music. So it's a pain in the ass, you know.
Yeah. Have you guys like for me during lockdown, you know, at a certain point I was like, okay, you know, you can only watch so much Netflix. You can only, you know, at a certain point I was like, all right, I'm going to start cooking. Like I'd never cooked.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, I know you're like, it was, I don't know. I'd never baked a chicken. I was like, I'm going to bake a chicken. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to cook a pork chop. Like I was just trying to figure, and I got into cooking. Did any of you pick up any different skills that you never did during quarantine that you thought, you know? Julian's saying no. He's
no.
Julian didn't.
I'm thinking, but no.
Julian didn't even want to hang anything on the walls. Julian was like, my room used to be covered in posters, but I took everything down.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of Freddie. You know, like nothing behind me.
The roommates actually, they're in the same flat. You cannot. Yeah. But Freddie stole all the shirts.
There you go. Yeah. Did anyone pick up on anything though? Did you guys?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I bake my own bread. That's a good start. And I got a house.
Okay.
So like you know, home staging. I learned how to to change like the plugs on the wall and paint, and you know that's cool.
Yeah.
Growing up, you know.
Why does it feel like it makes me feel even better? Because here in the States, and now I'm hearing in France, why was it everyone wanted to start baking bread? Like there is a baking bread craze.
Social media.
It's a trend. Fucking trend.
And it's crazy because I've never had more sourdough sent to me, just loaves of it. It's like, I don't need any more.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's like division.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I don't know. It's like seeing people doing it. It's like, oh, I should try, you know? And it's cool. So you keep doing it and getting better. And you're like seeing yourself getting better at something is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, you're like,
do you think, you know, with quarantine and with being locked down, one of the feelings I had is that the feeling of not doing anything, like, as you know, by being in a band, you wake up in the morning and, you know, in the past you would hear one of your friends' bands going on tour, or so-and-so posted, hey, we just did this show last night. So it makes you go, wow, you know what? I want to work harder. I want to be on the road. I want to do that. But with quarantine, obviously you're able to stay, you stay home because you need to, it's the safe thing to do. So there's no guilt with not being on the road. Do you think you'll miss any part of quarantine? Because there's a part of me right now that like I've enjoyed not feeling guilty for when someone says, hey man, we're all going out tonight. And I can say, I can't go. I don't want to go to that. Like, I don't feel guilty doing that. Where now that might go away. Is there any of that you guys are going to miss?
Yeah, maybe the beginning of quarantine, like 1 year ago exactly.
Yeah.
When like France went under its first lockdown for like at least like 1 to 2 months. I remember like the first months was amazing to me because I've been wanting to have like a 3 months of just writing songs for ages. And it's been one of my most creative months of, writing songs ever. And I've been writing so much. And 1 year later, you feel like if you want to be creative, you have to push yourself so freaking hard because now it's like you've been locked down for a whole year. And now I can be creative, but I have to force myself twice as hard. And so I'm pretty nostalgic about that months of 1 year ago. It was amazing. But since then, like it's been so hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely ran out of inspiration. It was, I can even remember like the month, it was late September, early October. I just ran out of, I just couldn't, at first I was like, I felt that I had time to, okay, I'm going to go through all of these songs, or I'm going to go through all of this material. And then at a certain point, every day it got harder and harder because it just felt like the days just started blending in, from days to weeks.
Yeah.
I know with France right now, are you guys experiencing another lockdown? Cause you guys have always been ahead of us. So I feel like if you're experiencing a lockdown after not being locked down,
you are ahead of us with vaccination,
Okay.
Because like in the US, like people our age are getting vaccinated.
Yep.
But in France, it's only for the elder for now.
Okay.
So we are kind of like a lockdown, but not really because we can go to work. We can go out and take a walk because we kind of know that the virus is not that strong outside, But yeah, I think you are ahead of us right now.
Just a little ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as you can, and I, it'll be great for us to finally meet each other and have a beer together.
Have a beer.
And iron our shirts together. Freddie, as soon as this is done, why do I get the feeling for the next Zoom interview, Freddie's gonna be like, I'm taking all this down.
No, they'll be all on me the next time.
Yeah, you're gonna wear them all.
Yeah.
No, but when you guys do get the opportunity to go back onto the road, I mean, do you think you'll never take it for granted again, getting the opportunity to play music, hug your friends, be in a club together? I mean, that's the stuff. That's what I miss the most.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good lesson. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never take it for granted again. I just
like
miss the friends.
Me too.
Yeah.
I feel like a little before COVID, like I was starting to feel like I was getting a little old, and you see like, oh yeah, I really love this band. Their album was amazing, but yeah, this gig is like on a Tuesday night, and I've been working a lot, so I won't go to the gig, even though it's only like 10 euros. I don't care. I just want to be home, and I don't want to think like that ever again. Like that's my big thing. Even if that means I will sleep a little less, I just want to go to fucking concerts and drink with my friends. That really changed me. Like, yeah.
I think the thing I missed. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. It's like meeting new people too. It didn't happen like for like a year.
Yeah.
Like going to a show or a party, say, "Hey, nice to meet you." Like it's been like a year.
Yeah, I think for me, the thing I'm never gonna take for granted is, as much as I love the live gig, and I miss just the hanging out at sound check. I miss the, you're driving in the van to the gig. I miss the, you're traveling together. Everyone, that camaraderie. You're on the road with another band, and you're just hanging together, and all the inside jokes, and I'll never take that for granted again, because there was a time that I think, like what you said, Mateus, like a show would come up and you might not go because it's on a Sunday night. I'm going to only go to shows on Sunday night moving forward. It's definitely been a lesson in that. So with Fixed It All, it's going to be hitting, it's coming out April 23rd, right around the corner. Tell me, you guys said you grew up with SideOneDummy, and obviously the connection is with Thomas. For the people listening to this, Thomas is general manager. I always like to say, as much as I'm one of the co-owners, I feel like I work for Thomas, and I've worked with him for so many years.
We all do.
He's such an amazing human being. So, tell me, like, the connection to SideOneDummy. I'm going to assume some of it was with maybe some of the Warp Tour compilations we put out, because a lot of the bands that I think you guys dug were on those compilations. Are there other bands on there that you're like, oh man, we remember when so-and-so came through France, Flogging Molly, or anybody like that, or any Gaslight Anthem? Were there any of those bands?
Yeah.
Title Fight, I assume.
Title Fight,
yeah. Super Heaven.
Super Heaven, yeah.
And yeah, of course. Like Canadian bands like Pop, and you guys also signed. They're Australian, but Violent Soho. With all the.
Oh man,
great.
I feel like Violent Soho has been. If we had to choose like one band that the four of us liked so much, like in 2013, like back in
2014, 2015.
Yeah, and when Hungry Ghosts came up, and like the four of us were like bonding at the same time on this album, and we got so crazy about it. And actually, I'm so pissed because the last gig I had tickets for, they planned on playing like only 2 gigs in Europe, and they haven't played in Europe maybe ever or in ages, and they were playing like London and Amsterdam, and I had tickets for London in April 2020.
The 4 of us did, I think.
The 4 of us.
Yeah, the 4 of us.
Yeah, we were supposed to go in London.
And to go, even like just to go there, and we were also trying very hard to open for them for those 2 gigs. We'd love to, actually, if it would happen again. But Violent Soho has been like the biggest thing that make us like look at the label and see like SideOneDummy, of course, and we got so crazy about the label and all the other bands, of course, and that was the big one.
I think I put like some merch orders back in the days from you guys.
Really?
Vinyl and stuff. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you get everything?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. That would be really awkward if you're like, I'm still waiting on my Violent Soho colored vinyl.
It's been 6 years, man.
And we just keep sending you emails. We're in the process. We're gonna get it for you.
Doing our best.
I want a coupon. Yeah.
You get a discount on anything else. Here you go. Well,
you get a discount on PÆRISH merch,
Yeah, hey, if you want some PÆRISH, we're gonna get you a ton of PÆRISH vinyl. Man, well, I really appreciate y'all taking the time to do this. And like I said, I can't wait till we all get to see each other in person. One more time, Fixed It All. It's gonna be coming out April 23rd on SideOneDummy, and you definitely want to check it out. And I want to thank all of you guys, Freddie, Mateus, Martin, and Julian, for taking the time to do this. And welcome to SideOneDummy. And I can't wait till we can all share a meal together and a couple adult beverages. Be safe until I see you guys there, and definitely stay vertical. And thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. Cook your own bread.
Martin, hey, check it out, Martin. If you want to send me some bread, that'd be amazing. Julian, I'm going to send you one of my photos from there to hang on your wall for the next Zoom.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say anything to Freddie and Mateus. It looks like you're a slob. So there you go. Thanks you guys so much.